Alright guys, we are gonna go visit the shelter today because, you know, every so once in a while you just have to give a little attention to these dogs that really don't get that much attention. Plus, I'm hoping that somebody will see this video and maybe actually want to adopt one of these guys, because you know what? Just because they're in a shelter does not mean they're bad dogs. It just means they got misplaced. So anyway, let's go check it out. So here it is, guys. Here is where Sarah the Pity Pup actually started her journey, right here in the animal shelter. So let's check it out. They do have the pet of the week always posted. That's always kind of cool. And then right here is where I actually met a couple of my adoptees. They have you go in these pens and get acquainted with them. They have 3 pens. Kind of cool. You sit and get acquainted with them. They lay against your feet and get you all suckered in, and away you go. Okay, here we go. Now you're gonna notice, like, the first good part of this video, all you're gonna see is like pit bull and pit bull crossbreeds and stuff like that. This guy was good looking, but man, you know, they all look so sad, and with good reason. These guys are just, they're pretty pups. They really are. They're good looking dogs. They're just, I don't know. They're just lost souls right now, but tell you what, going through this fence is kind of a bummer. You don't get to see a lot. Keeps trying to focus on the fence. Isn't he a pretty dog, though? Cool dog, huh? And you get a couple barkers. But you know, they're not doing it out of aggression. They're just basically doing it out of fear. I mean, they're in a strange place. And we're trying to focus on the fence again. You know, and every time these guys bark and they're a pit bull, everybody thinks, oh, well, they're dangerous dogs because they're barking. They're good dogs, they really are. And then this poor girl, I felt so bad for her. It's like she just kind of gave up. She was just kind of laying there and no emotion, just kind of laid there. Same with this one. Some of them, they get in the shelter and they get there for a while and they just kind of, I don't know. They're scared for a while and then they just kind of give up. And it sucks, you know, because, I don't know, it just sucks. I like to show some of their tags, kind of see where they came from, how they got there, kind of thing. Some of them, like this guy, eats a collie mix. Pretty dog, though. And then, of course, we have the little guys. Can't go to the shelter without seeing the little dudes. That one black and white one's a fuzzy little terrier. He's really cool. He'd came up and seen me a couple times. They do have a groomer that comes out there and volunteers and grooms them up so they get adopted. And they've had really good results doing that. So these guys eventually, if they're there for a while, they'll probably get groomed and then like put online, like on a couple of the sites that they use. This one really good thing about the shelter, they're not a high kill shelter at all. If they can possibly avoid it, they will. You know, this guy, good looking dude. He's just sad, you know, he has every right to be being in a place like that. Kind of a senior dog too, if you notice. Now this guy, he was off by himself. He was being quarantined. They just got him that day. It's like a shepherd mix, not available for adoption, do not handle, all that kind of good stuff. He was bleeding out of the mouth and everything, and I don't know, it was bad. I went up to him, he was very nice. This guy was very active. He was like all about wanting to get out of there. One of these three actually got adopted. I couldn't tell which one, but I looked up on his sign, and lo and behold, bam, look to the right, adopted. Congratulations, little dude, going home. And might as well go look at the cats for all us cat people. Look at these little dudes. How cute are they? Not usually much for cats, but hey, you know, these guys are pretty cool. They are very, very playful. Who can't dig a kitten? Yeah, one of them was kind of being quarantined, I guess, because it was due in for surgery, or I don't know what the problem was, but they seemed pretty active to me. They were going for it. All three of them were like pretty rambunctious little dudes. Back and forth in the cage and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, this guy kind of looked like an old cat I used to have. Pretty cool. This one kind of looks like my mother-in-law's cat. Pretty hairy, pretty docile. And these little dudes. Hey, cuties. I don't know why they always put do not touch. I mean, they just kind of spoil the fun, you know? It's part of the experience, man. You gotta put your fingers in the cage, right? Yeah, well, I guess they know best. They know something we don't, I guess, huh? You never know. Thanks for watching.